After these messages, we'll be right back.
So if you're female, apparently the way that he thinks that you should do it, the moral, quote unquote, moral way that he thinks that you should go about building your channel is to get on camera and, quote, show your body. And yeah, G-Man, couple things. No one is jealous of you. Let's list the ways, shall we? You're homeless. You bounce around from...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. And today I want to do a quick video response, not a video response, just a quick response in general to a couple of things that BurntToast said on her YouTube channel. But before I do, I think we need to do this appropriately, don't y'all? All right, again, everyone, welcome to Sowing and Reaping. Let's get to this real quick here. Before I say anything about BurntToast, let me make it perfectly clear that I have a YouTube video on this YouTube channel talking about my past with dot dropping, okay? Why I dot drop, and why I'm not going to do it no more, all right? Something really severe is going to have to happen for me to go back to doing that kind of thing. But I don't have any plans on doing anything like that. So I'm not sitting on here contradicting my faith or anything like that. I believe that you should deal with the plank that's in your eye before you talk about the speck that's in somebody else's. And that's the way I go about doing things. And with that being said, BurntToast made a YouTube video doing what pretty much all the other Dragoons are doing, and that is making videos about Carrie. Now, I'm not here to try to say anything about what she was saying about Carrie, because I think she's already addressed a lot of this stuff already, so there ain't no point in me doing that. I think what I want to do is I want to talk about these two things that I heard her say on her channel. Number one, she defended Teddy Bear 55, and we're going to get into what she said. And she also claimed that she doesn't dot drop. She doesn't allow that on her YouTube channel. And of course, you know, I left some comments when I heard that. I was like, I got you. Now you're defending Teddy Bear. Now you can't say you don't do it. And then number two, I called her a bold-faced liar for saying that she's never dot dropped. And I know that for a fact because I've been a victim of her dot dropping. And we'll get to that in a minute. All right. So BurntToast, by the way, it has a completely different audience than I do necessarily. So there's no wiggling out of this one, BurntToast. There's no wiggling out of it. You ain't going to be able to go to no small corners or anything like that. You're just going to get corrected on this. You are a dot dropper, just like anybody else on here who's ever done it. All right. And you are not sorry for doing it, because you have a habit of doing this to, you know, other people on here. Bullhorn Betty on here a lot. You know what I mean? So let's just talk about this here for a minute. All right. So first and foremost, she was on here defending Teddy Bear 55. Now, I'm on my phone. I'm not on my laptop. So naturally, I'm not going to be able to screen share and show you what she actually said. What you got to do is go to her channel. Let me get my other phone. Hold on a minute. Tell you what the icon looks like in the video, which she said all of this. There's a picture of Carrie crying on there. The video was made 5 days ago. It's called Toasty Reviews, A Karen Cries, New Lowe's Cow, and Battery Betty, same old. So anyway, so if you go to her channel, you'll actually see what's actually being said there. But first I want to get into her defending Teddy Bear. Now, this is what she said. She said it was a commendable thing for Teddy Bear to be home taking care of his dad. And he's also being a responsible man with his girlfriend and his kid. This is what came out of BurntToast's mouth. This is not me doing no research and digging anything up or anything like that. This is what came out of BurntToast's mouth. All right. Now, I got a problem with what she's actually saying, because a lot of you don't know this, but I have some history with BurntToast, and I have some history with these chickens on the internet who like to be all up in yours. You know what I mean? All up in your business. You see, you guys got to understand something. The whole time Shanny and Red was living in my house, all they did was talked about, guess what? My house. How the house looked. where it was, what the address was, and they took every opportunity to do these things and whatnot, right? Give me 1 second here, guys. I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec. Okay, I apologize about that. So, they took every opportunity to be nosy about what was going on with my property over there. Okay, even to the point of showing everybody the property. We'll get to that when we get to the dot dropping stuff and everything, right? But she thinks it's commendable that this man is sitting here taking care of his father, taking care of his girlfriend and his kid, while spending the majority of his time on YouTube creating drama with Carrie. I'm a little confused here. He's either over there taking care of his father and taking care of his girlfriend and taking care of, of his girlfriend's kid or his kid or whatever the situation is with that or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's either you got time to do that or you got time to come on here and completely and totally try to expose Carrie because you don't like her. And by the way, for those of you who don't know this, I know why they don't like Carrie. I've known this for a while. All right. The reason why they got an issue with Carrie has nothing to do with the stuff that they're talking about on their channels. When I first stopped dealing with, no, not when I first started doing it, around that time, Carrie was beating them. No, as a matter of fact, yeah, it was almost equally the same time. Carrie was beating them to the punch with bringing out the news about what was going on with Shani and Rev. And I guess she didn't do what everybody else had to do and go get permission from the Dragon Lord, Dragnot. You know what I mean? Before she decided to go live or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that she was a dragoon and she had to get permission. I'm just saying a lot of them were mad at her because she broke news before they did. That's the real reason they're mad at her. They're mad at her because she's become the #1 voice on here against Shani. And it's not BurntToast. With all of her subscribers, it ain't BurntToast. It's not Dragnot. It's not the Geek Room. It ain't none of those people. It is Carrie. And what they need to do is get over it. Because if they were so interested in covering her, the way then they would just do it and prove they have the audience they claim that they got. They crack me up with this, honestly. But Teddy Bear 55, if you want people to think that you're commendable about taking care of your dad and everything and whatnot, and you're commendable about the things that you're doing, this is me talking. I'm not speaking for Carrie. I'm not speaking for her audience. I'm not speaking for BurntToast. I'm speaking for me. If you want to be commendable for that, stop getting on YouTube, creating this little fake, tired baloney drama with Carrie and other people on here, and take care of your dad. How about you actually do that? Okay? But instead, what you're doing is, and what you're known for, if you go to his YouTube channel, it is not because he's taking care of his dad or he's blogging about his dad or how he's taking care of his dad or anything like that. This newly crowned dragoon, because that's what I called him when he came on my channel, and that's what I'm going to call him again this Wednesday when I go on Draven's channel. You know what I mean? This newly crowned dragoon, and I can't wait to hear his argument that he's not, when all these people out here, when all these dragoons out here defending him. This newly crowned dragoon is not doing what he's claiming he's doing on YouTube. And BurntToast, I would love to see that evidence where the majority of his day is taking care of good old dad, taking care of his good old girlfriend, taking care of his good old kid. It looks like the majority of his time is being used going after Carrie. Yeah, I sound mean doing this. I sound a little bit insensitive with this, but I just don't like liars, especially this particular liar, this anorexic liar in BurntToast. Now, let me say this too. BurntToast, you said on your YouTube channel that you don't dot drop on your platform. BurntToast, in your community post, BurntToast, and in your videos, particularly when I was still friends with Shani and Rev, you put a picture of the house for sale because you went on Zillow, and then you put it on your YouTube channel. I don't know if you know what dot dropping is, but that is precisely what that is. And I have an even deeper opinion about this. The fact that you have a totally different audience than I do, and the fact that you made that known to that totally different audience makes it even worse. Now, I don't own the property no more. I sold the place. And unlike what you said in the beginning of this saying that I'm broke, that's far, 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 far from the truth. You wish. You should be more concerned about going to all-you-can-eat buffet and gaining some weight. That's what you need to do. Because when I stand on the scale, my scale says healthy. When you stand on the scale, it says go to buffet. All right? G-Man. G-Man. I can hear her now. G-Man, how do you know this, G-Man? G-Man, how do you know this, G-Man? That's just a lame psychological trick to get me to show my face on camera. No, actually, it's not. No, actually, it's not. The problem with the Dragoons is, and I said this to them for the better part of 2 years, they actually believe they're the only people on here with some influence. That's what cracks me up. That's what's hilarious about it. They think they're the only people on here with influence and with friends on here and people who can investigate stuff. I proved a long time ago that that was not the case. Oh, you better believe there's other people on here with those kind of skills on here too. They just don't know the half of it. All right. But BurntToast, you put my house when it was for sale, when you went on Zillow, on your channel. You didn't consult me. You didn't ask me permission. You didn't do any of those things. Then you talked, and then you proceeded to talk about the condition of the house, a house that you claim you've never been to. You don't dot drop. You lying little barracuda. You know what? Barracuda is reserved for Shani. I'll save that for her. I'm going to come up with something for you. All I know is this. You ain't never going to get this chocolate either because you ain't nothing but a bold-faced liar. A bold-faced liar. I can hear her now. I don't want that chocolate because that chocolate contaminated. And you'll come up with some old tired thing that you guys have been saying for the last 20 years or whatever. I don't care. The point of the matter is stop going on your channel and lying or I'm going to make a public example out of you. I will get on here and I will show people the videos where you have dot dropped myself, Bullhorn Betty, and others over and over and over and over and over again. Unless you want to get into an argument about the subjectivity of what dot dropping is. I'll get technical with you real fast. Okay? I know that other people have different standards on their YouTube channels. Okay? And that's all fine and well. That's them. Okay? But when you start making YouTube videos and claiming, well, I don't dot drop, when I know I've been a victim of your dot dropping, you must be crazy. This is why I fundamentally disagree, and I've always disagreed, even though my actions will say something different. Because in the beginning, I didn't want to respond to none of this stuff. But I think that's dumb. I think it's a bad idea not to respond to these people when they make idiotic mistakes, verbal mistakes, like the ones that BurntToast is making on her channel. All right. She is a dot dropper. Okay. There is not one YouTube video that exists on the internet regarding her where she apologized for going on Zillow and putting that on her channel. Don't give me this garbage that you ain't no dot dropper. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You may think that your audience may have a short-term memory. I don't. I don't got a short-term memory. Okay? You went on Zillow, you put my house on your channel, and then you did nothing but proceed to dog it the entire time. Maybe you were trying to stop me from selling it or whatever it was. All I know is you gloriously failed if that was your goal. That was for sure. Hey, it's probably worth about 60, 70,000. You failed miserably. But stop with the nonsense that you don't dot drop. Yes, you do. You know, one of the problems with the Dragnuts and the Geek Rooms and with the well, actually, let me leave Dragnut out of this because Dragnut openly admits that he's not a good person. When it comes to BurntToast, that Dragnut's not moral. I'll put it to you that way. When it comes to like BurntToast and Jules and some of these other people on here that comes from that particular elk, these people, you know, they actually got this. You know what? Carrie came up with this term that I might start using, this liquid shandy stuff and whatnot, right? Every now and then, these dragoons will start to display these characteristics as shit. Because Shandy will say things and will be in the moment. And she won't think about tomorrow or next week or anything like that. Well, I noticed that BurntToast and just because I'm not making videos about it, don't mean I haven't caught them doing it. But BurntToast, Jules, especially the racist room, the geek room, with Stalker Frank and Fatty Jedi. You know what I mean? They all have characteristics of Shanny, where they just do things and they don't think about the next day. They don't know that people are going to use this stuff it's going to use this stuff in the future against them. Some of them actually still, and I'm talking about the geek room, some of them will still refer to Shanny as being racist. Some of them will actually have the nerve to say that, knowing full well that the scientist Sam thingy that happened on their channel, they never came out and said what Sam did was wrong and it was racist. They never came out and said it because that was their good old friend. But you'll see me correcting myself on this YouTube channel regarding those topics. So BurntToast, please understand, I'm keeping an eye on you from now on because you're just going on your channel just blurting out all kinds of inaccuracies and all kinds of stupidity out of you. I don't dog drop. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And the fact that you're defending Teddy Bear, do me a favor. I want you to pay attention to my next interaction with Teddy Bear. I want you to pay attention to my next interaction with him because it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be pretty at all. He's on here. He's doing the commendable thing because he's taking care of his dad. The moment Teddy Bear says something against BurntToast or he says something publicly against Dragnut, when he comes out and said, you know what, that piece of garbage ain't taking care of his dad. He a piece of trash. He probably over there spending his money. They'll flip on him in a second. The moment Teddy Bear says something against him. Let me see what you guys saying in the comment section. Let me see something here. Hold on. Here's one of the other ones that they think I'm afraid to talk about. I might actually contact the Drunken Peasants and go back on that show to clarify some things. So 21 VTubes. Why don't you guys actually play the episode of the Drunken Peasants? I mean, you guys always talk about what I said on there. Why don't you actually go play the episode on one of y'all channels? You have my permission. And the reason why. Thank you, Sapphire Jules. The reason why I want people to play the Drunken Peasant show, because you'll see because every time I go on that show, Billy the Fridge, and or if it was the Amazing Atheist, or if it was Ben, or if it was one of those guys on there, Pole's Ego or whoever, they was always trying to entrap me with things. So they know I'm a Christian. They know what my position is on things. So when I go on the show, I'm usually prepared to say some things. I'll exaggerate a little bit, but I'll say some things. So if whoever took that show literally, I just don't know what to tell you. I just don't. The fact of the matter is, if somebody lied to me and they had and they had like a transformation or something like that, and they didn't tell me, that relationship or that date or whatever the heck we'll be on will be terminated instantly, and I probably will be pretty mean about doing it because that means I got lied to. All right. So, again, BurntToast, you're going to ignore me. You're not going to respond to me. You ain't going to do any of that. But I do want to make this video and put this video out there and make sure everybody know that this woman's a bold-faced liar. She's a dot dropper. And BurntToast, by the way, if you don't think I'm a dot dropper, why don't you give me an invite to your channel? Let's do this again. Let's do this one more time. I'll actually bring the screenshots with me this time to prove you're a liar. You even doubled down on saying that. First you came on GTV. Well, gee, man, I'm a Christian. Then you turned around and said that you wasn't one. You better believe, BurntToast, all of this is being documented. You better believe it. You are a straight up bold-faced liar, woman, and you need to cut it out. All right? And the fact that you're sitting there defending Teddy Bear, trying to make it sound like he's this upright dude, stalking Carrie on his YouTube channel. Like, seriously, BurntToast, really? Really? Candy King says, don't worry, G-Man. No CIS or trans woman wants you anyway. Okay, great. That's good news. Okay, so I don't know what CIS is, but yeah, BurntToast has a huge head. A very huge head. That's why she's toast, buddy. She's toast, buddy. This woman cracks me up with some of the stuff that she says on there. I don't dot drop. Anyway, let me wrap this up because I don't want this to be too long. The point of the matter is, BurntToast, you're a bold-faced liar, and you need to cut it out. There are several people on here that are victims of your so-called comedy on your YouTube channel, where you tend to get amnesia and forget what you've done on your own platform. But since you're dealing with me now, you're not dealing with Shanny and Rev no more, you're dealing with me now, please understand, I know the real you. And the real you ain't no better than Teddy Bear 55. The real you ain't no better than Dragnut. The real you ain't no better than the Geek Room. All right, Toots, go sit your butt down and stop lying. I'll see you guys later.